Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a nighttime clean with me. As you guys can see, the house is a complete disaster. So I want to show you guys some of the things that I usually do once Riley goes down for bed. If you guys are new here, my name is Kayla, by the way. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and this over here is Riley, who I'm watching in the monitor while I clean. I'm pretty much home with her all day long, so this is what my house looks like after a full day of being with a toddler. I filmed this nighttime clean with me at the end of a very long and productive day at home, so if you guys want to see what the first half of our day looked like, I will leave a link to that vlog down below in the description so you guys can see what we were up to during the day. But at this point, I still had dishes from dinner just out on the counter. I had so much clutter in the kitchen and laundry that still needed to be folded. So we're gonna tackle that, and I'm gonna just kind of chat with you guys and talk a little bit about what we do every night to kind of prepare ourselves for the next day. If you guys are new here, by the way, I do want to let you guys know that my stomach is looking like that, not because I ate like 15,000 burritos, but because I am 25 weeks pregnant with baby number 2. As you can imagine, doing pretty much anything these days as a pregnant lady is very difficult, and the last thing that I want to do is clean my house and tidy up, because normally my stomach is like really tight at the end of the night and all I want to do is plop on the couch. But there are certain things that I have to do, otherwise like I'm just gonna feel so bad in the morning. Earlier this night I had cooked some pasta, so what I'm doing here is I'm just putting it away in our Tupperware and preparing leftovers for my husband Joe. He typically will take leftovers to work the next day, and that's one of the things that I loved about this meal that I made, that there was plenty of leftovers so I don't have to cook for a few days. So I'm just putting it away, and then that way I can wash the rest of the pots and the pans. Now, I'm not a clean freak by any means, and it's not like I give my whole kitchen a huge wipe down at the end of every day, but one of the things that I will do every single night is put all the dishes into the dishwasher. I hardly ever go to sleep with a sink full of dirty dishes. It just gives me anxiety. So I'm just putting everything away, rinsing everything off, and then just putting it in the dishwasher. Normally, I do have some help. Normally, Joe is home in the evening and he can help me either with dishes or with doing something. Normally, like if I cook, he kind of takes care of the dishes and vice versa. But on this night in particular, he was still at work. He was working really late. So this is really a solo nighttime clean with me. Usually, he will help me a lot more, but lately he's been working his butt off. So it's kind of all fallen on me, and that makes me even more tired than usual. I've been working really hard lately to keep my house tidy, especially this main kitchen area, because if you guys are new around here, Joe and I are in the process of selling our house. Our house is on the market because we're moving from Miami, Florida to Virginia at the beginning of next year, and that makes things a little bit more difficult, especially with a toddler, because our realtor can send us an email from one day to the next and say, hey, I have a scheduled appointment for a showing like the next day. And obviously we want to show our house, we want someone to buy it, but at the same time it really requires me to keep the house clean, because I'm not going to have my realtor and potential home buyers tour my house when it's a complete mess. This over here, taking out the trash, is definitely one of the tasks that Joe usually takes care of, because I hate taking out the garbage, especially now that I'm pregnant and like all of my senses are heightened. Like the smell coming out of that garbage can is disgusting. So the last thing that I want to do usually is take it out, but because he wasn't home, I just decided to do it myself. I didn't breathe out of my nostrils, and I just took care of it. I've been wiping down my counter with the Mrs. Meyer's. I think this is like some kind of lemon scent. Honestly, I can't tell you the scent off the top of my head, but it does leave my kitchen smelling very fresh, and I really like it. But I do also want to try the fall scents. I don't know if you guys have already tried them. I think one of them is like an apple cider. I just bought the dish soap. I just finished buying it at Publix, and I can't wait to smell that. But for some reason my Publix didn't have the like actual spray. So if you guys know where I can get that, other than just on Grove Collaborative, like if there's somewhere else where I can get like the holiday scents, let me know, because I'm really interested in trying them. I've been trying to do anything that I can to feel like a little bit more of fall and incorporate that into my house, because fall is my very favorite time of the year. Let me know where I can buy it. And while you're at it, if you guys have tried any of like the holiday scents, let me know which one's your favorite. That way I make sure to try it this season. So I really had to give Riley's chair and like the little tray a good wipe down this night, because Riley had been eating some puree for dinner, and good God, she made the biggest mess. There was food like all over this tray, which is kind of difficult to come off. Like it takes a little scrubbing in there. So that's not something that I typically have to do every single night. She doesn't usually make such a big disaster, but for some reason she was trying to feed herself, and these days I let her try to feed herself, but she makes a mess every single time. So yeah, I had to give this a very good scrub down. This is how I like my kitchen to look like before I go to bed. Nice and clean, and not so much clutter on this island, even though it's pretty impossible to keep this island clutter free. But once I'm done with that, I can then tackle the mess that my daughter makes. I seriously don't know how such a tiny human can make a huge disaster like this, but it happens without fail every single day. And I know that I'm not the only one. I know that you stay-at-home moms, and if you're like at home with your toddler all day long, like this is what's gonna happen. But it's still such a pain in the butt to clean up multiple times a day, because if you guys go back and watch that vlog, you'll see that I had cleaned it up already during her nap time. I had cleaned it up multiple times throughout the day, and this is probably like at least the second or third time that I put everything back in their bins and put all of her toys back in her cube, and it's just never ending. This is every single day. By the way, you guys are always asking me about like Riley's favorite toys and what kind of toys she likes to play with, and I do want to let you know, in case you missed it, I have a full dedicated video that I'll also link down below, that is like an entire vlog of a whole day of Riley playing with all of her favorite toys, and I have links to like everything that you see here, her food truck, her ice cream cart, pretty much like all of her favorite toys that she plays with on a daily basis. So once I can actually see my floor again, once the disaster has been cleared, I go and I pull out my Dyson, which I love, and I just give the carpet area a quick little like vacuum, because this is where we spend the majority of our day. And after being here with Riley all day long, there's definitely crumbs and just a bunch of garbage all over the floor. And so I like to keep this rug a little bit tidier than I would some of the other areas in the house. I also had to pull out my little Shark handheld vacuum, which I love this little handheld vacuum, by the way. It's like one of my favorite things that we have. But I had to wipe down like some of the little areas here, like this little table, and also the couch, because Riley had been eating crackers on my couch. And I know that my husband would scream at her if she was eating on the couch, but I usually, like, that's not a battle that I'm going to fight. I let her eat if she's satisfied on the couch, but then there's definitely crumbs all over the place, so I just have to vacuum those. That seriously makes such a huge difference. Like, now this is what my family room is supposed to look like. It still obviously has toys because we have a toddler, and there's no escaping that. We don't have a dedicated playroom, but at least now I can go to sleep knowing that it's not a hot mess. The next thing on my list this night was to take some of the last loads of laundry that I had done throughout the day and just take it to my room to fold. I was trying to take the shoes and stuff also on the other hand, but they did not fit. So I just had to throw everything in the basket, take it to my room. I don't know how often you guys do laundry, but I've been trying to do like smaller loads of laundry a little bit more frequently lately, just because I hated getting to the point where there was just like a mountain of laundry that I had to do like all in one day. So I've been doing smaller loads. Let me know what you guys typically do, if you guys do it like on a weekly basis or every other day. I know some of you guys have told me that you do laundry every single day, but that is something that I absolutely refuse to do. So what I'll usually do when it comes to folding and putting away clothes is first I'll separate Joe's clothes from my clothes and just make 2 separate piles, and then I'll sit down and start folding my clothes and folding some of his clothes, like anything from like underwear to socks to like just putting all of his like workout shorts, like the easy things that I can just throw in his drawers. I'll just kind of I'll fold those and then I'll put them away for him. If he were home, he would definitely be doing this alongside me. We'll typically we'll come into the bedroom, we'll turn on a show, and we'll do laundry together. But since he wasn't home and I was feeling somewhat nice today, I actually laid it out on his bed and I separated like his shirts from his pants. I made things pretty easy for him. But the one thing that I really won't do is like hang up his pants and hang up his shirts. Anything that requires to be put on a hanger and put away in the closet, usually I will leave that for him to tackle when he gets home. I don't know why, it's just one of my least favorite things to do. And he's kind of picky about the placement of like where his stuff goes in his closet. So here it is on the bed and he can tackle that when he gets home. I also took like 2 seconds to straighten out the bed because that's like one of Joe's biggest pet peeves, to come home to like a messy bed. So out of love for him, because I love him, even though he drives me crazy sometimes, I just straightened out the bed a little bit for him. Okay, so you guys are gonna see what a mission this was. So this is my pregnancy pillow, and one of the things that I wanted to do was change out the cover. I had just bought this green cover from Amazon so that I had another cover that I could kind of switch out with. So I wanted to change it, and I had never done this before in my life. And it was so difficult to do. Either it was difficult or I'm just a weakling, which is probably more likely. I have zero energy, zero strength to do this, and it was kind of a pain in the butt. So you can watch me be a failure trying to put on this cover, and I promise you it took me like 10 minutes to get this all done. Riley spends a lot of time here in my bedroom, so I do want to show you guys, like here my room is nice and tidy, but I have been taking like a little basket and collecting Riley's like toys and books that she had here in my bedroom, so that way come the next morning, I can just take all of this to the family room and she can play with her toys and they're not here making a mess in my room. Alright, and that's pretty much the extent of my cleaning for that night. It was a very long day, but I think I got a ton accomplished. So let me know what you guys thought of this video. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this nighttime clean with me. I haven't done cleaning videos a ton on my channel just because I don't really like to clean, but I do think it's cool to kind of show you guys what we do to kind of just keep our house looking tidy. So let me know if you liked it, to give it a thumbs up if you did, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.